A little overtime. We got Ryan Clark here to talk us through Giants and Eagles, and it was the return of Eli Manning. He was benched in September, but Daniel Jones has the ankle problem, so Eli gets the start. The family shows up. There's Peyton up there in the crowd. And Eli going to work. Already had hooked up with Darius Slayton once. 86, almost 86 the Eagles in that first half.
Listen, this is what he learned watching Daniel Jones. Darius Slayton was Daniel Jones' go-to guy. Eli went to him early on in the first half, and they had big plays for the first half of this game.
You see the numbers on Eli, only threw for 24 yards in the second half. The Eagles getting busy, down 7, 4th and 1. Carson Wentz doing everything he had to do to get this win.
This was a huge win for Carson Wentz, leading this team with very few skill players available.
Yeah, he's got no starting wide receivers. He's throwing for J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. Nice catch there, twisted backwards, gain of 22. Then looking for his tight end, Dallas Goedert. Got him.
This is a huge play. Dallas Goedert has been money for them all season alongside Zach Ertz.
Greg Ward now. Another guy.
This guy was playing in the AAF. He's a former quarterback. At this point, they had wide receivers like a spades game, one in a possible.
The name that you recognize, of course, Zach Ertz, and Wentz finds him.
I think you might want to double the one guy that's actually a starter for this team.
So we get overtime, and the Eagles get the opening kick, and they don't give it back. Wentz, this time for Josh Perkins, a tight end who was pressed into duty as a wideout. Nice game there. And then on his 50th pass of the night, here we go.
This is huge for Carson Wentz. The Giants didn't show up on defense in the second half, and he made them pay late in the game.
It wasn't easy, it wasn't pretty, but the Eagles tied Dallas for the NFC East lead.
Obviously, it was a sloppy one, but we got to win. You know, now hopefully this springboards us for these last 3, and we just take it one game at a time and see what happens.
It's a start. We know it's a 4-game season, and then tonight was 1. Obviously, we got a great road test next weekend, and we got to get prepared for another opportunity.
All right, so here's what it looks like. Cowboys and Eagles each 6-7. The Cowboys have the tiebreaker advantage. It appears the Eagles have the schedule advantage. Cowboys got to play the Rams this week. Eagles go to D.C. to take on the Redskins. FPI currently favors the Cowboys to win the division. We shall see. I mean, that was a costly win for the Eagles. They lose Alshon Jeffrey, carted off. Lane Johnson carted off. And yet you look at the Cowboys, they seem to be cratering. So who do you think finally emerges from this lackluster division?
Lackluster. It's just absolutely terrible.
Okay.
Like, we've seen teams finish under 500 and get to the playoffs, but they've been better teams in better divisions than this. But I look at the Dallas Cowboys and I said, at least you have people healthy. Dak Prescott is healthy. Ezekiel Elliott, Michael Gallup. We've seen Amari Cooper struggle a little bit with injury, but he's been able to play. When you look at how depleted the Philadelphia Eagles are, just last week they go down to Miami and lose to Fitzmagic and that team. I just don't believe this team is good enough to finish out this season. So, David, even though your Dallas Cowboys aren't playing the way we expected them to, they have enough stars, enough star power, and enough ammunition on the outside to score enough points, win enough games to at least get them into the playoffs and give them a shot.
You know, I watch the Cowboys and I think there's no way that team can win the division. And then I watch the Eagles and I think there's no way that team can win the division. Somebody's got to win this thing.
No, absolutely. You almost want to phone a friend and just bring in another team so we could see a different team in the playoffs. I'm sure the Los Angeles Rams would love to be in the NFC East right now.
Absolutely. It's going to come down to Week 16 in the NFC East.
And unfortunately, we're going to have to watch and talk about that.
We're going to get to watch that when Ryan's coming back in a little bit. Carrie, back to you.
The New England Patriots have acknowledged that their production crew inappropriately filmed the field and sideline during Sunday's games between the Bengals and the Browns in Cleveland, and they accept full responsibility in a statement released Monday night. The crew, which the Patriots say included independent contractors, was credentialed by the Browns to shoot video for a Pats web series called Do Your Job. But the Patriots did not inform the Bengals or the NFL, which they called an unintended oversight. Bill Belichick was asked about it on a conference call with reporters today. New on SportsCenter.
I have no involvement in this and no knowledge of it, and so I really don't have any idea what exactly is going on. I really don't have much knowledge of the situation at all.
Okay, so why is all of this a big deal? In September 2006, the NFL sent a memo to all 32 teams prohibiting the taping of an opponent's sidelines and coaches. In November of that year, the Packers removed a Pats video assistant for taping unauthorized footage during a game at Lambeau Field. September 2007, during the first half of Pats Jets, the same video assistant was caught videotaping the Jets' defensive signals. His camera and tapes confiscated and sent to the league by the Jets, who filed an official grievance. After an investigation, the NFL fined the Pats $250,000 and took away a first-round pick in the 2008 draft. Bill Belichick was fined $500,000. He apologized for making a mistake in interpreting the rules, but denied ever using videotape to gain a competitive advantage during a game. So, of note, as of today, Bill Belichick telling reporters, since that's happened, I'd say we've tried to keep a good distance between the line and not maybe take it as far as we might have in the past, but it's never really fundamentally changed there. We're competitive and we'll try to be competitive in every area, but we do not and don't knowingly, intentionally want to do anything that's across the line. So for more, we welcome in our NFL insider, Dan Graziano. So what's the latest you can tell us about how the NFL will handle this situation?
Well, Carrie, they have a copy of the video and they're looking through it. And really what's on there will determine what the next steps are. If you think about how this works, if you had a video crew there filming the advanced scout, and that advanced scout is obviously looking at the field, I mean, that's his job, and the video is behind him, you could imagine a situation where you saw shots of the Bengals sideline in the background. And if that's the case, then I would imagine whatever punishment comes out of this would be very light. Now, if the tape shows that they have, 10, 20, 30 minutes of focused on the Bengals sideline, and they can use that in a way that would help them gain a competitive advantage, then if you're the league, you have to do further investigations, find out if there was any kind of communication between the video production staff and the football operations staff. So maybe we can figure out from how long it takes the league to act whether there's any more than what the Patriots are saying. But at this point, all speculative, again, hypothetical. We don't know what's on the tape, but that will determine ultimately what the league does in terms of potential discipline for the New England Patriots.
You mentioned how long it'll take, and I know folks at home are hearing this for the first time. They're thinking, oh, no, not again, the same franchise involved in something such as this. When will the NFL's investigation be complete, or when could it be complete?
Yeah, Carrie, look, if they find that there's nothing here, if they look at the video and say, well, there's no way this could even possibly be used in the way that we found them guilty of acting in the past, then it could be very quick. It could be, today or tomorrow, where the league comes out and says, look, the Patriots, in their statement last night, acknowledge inadvertently breaking a rule. And even if you inadvertently break a rule, you can still be punished for breaking it. So it's possible the league goes, yeah, we'll fine them a certain amount of money and then move on. But again, if there's something more than what the Patriots are telling us, and one of the consequences of the 2007 Spygate situation is the forfeiture of benefit of the doubt, right? I mean, if this was a different team, it might be handled differently in terms of the suspicion surrounding it. But if there's more than what they're saying it is, then it could take a while because they would have to poke around and do other things in terms of an investigation.
Yeah, hard to give benefit of the doubt. You're absolutely right about that. All right, Dan Graziano joining us here on Coast to Coast. Thank you so much for the latest.
Still to come on SportsCenter Coast to Coast. Giannis and the Bucks make it 15 in a row. Look inside the top offense in the NBA. Plus, we go one-on-one with LeBron as he gets older, how he uses the space between his ears to remain a dominant player. And Mel Kiper Jr. is going to tell us who the Bengals and Giants would take at 1 and 2 if the draft order stays where it is right now.